Hey, what's up, Rachel?
Oh, living the dream.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, hold on. I'm trying to get my computer up and running so I can see everybody's comments and stuff like that. So, uh, there we go. Okay. All right. What's up, John Henry? How you doing? All right. Um, yeah, she probably got an incoming call.
There, I did. I turned it off.
Roger that. So, today's the vote for the desal. Like, I mean, but then again, what was it? A few weeks ago, they had another vote, and then they postponed it. And this is
Mhm.
what, like, the third or fourth time that's already been postponed. And
One time, and then the second time. So today's the vote. Today's the
Roger that.
vote. Hi guys. I mean, this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Being involved in all this political stuff for the last 5 years, like this is the most volatile I've seen people get towards each other. You're talking about people that have historically just been amicable. They agree that they don't agree and they've been amicable, but the gloves have come off for in this fight. And the reason for that is, well, you know this because you've now been going at this what 3 years too with me, right along with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And is that what people don't realize that there's four proposed desalination plants for the inner harbor for the bay, and we were able to stop the La Quinta Channel one because of the science, and today we're hoping to stop the Inner Harbor one. Um, I talked to a couple of people, and I talked to someone who is in Austin at least a couple of times a month, and they are saying that the rumor out there is that this community has already been sacrificed for industry. So now's our time to fight. If we don't want to turn into an industrial wasteland, like we have got to email these guys today and say, hey, we don't want this plant. We don't like we don't want it in that. We're not against desal, we're not against industry. We do not want discharge in our bay systems. And for some reason that's a hard ask. And I don't understand it. A lot of us don't understand it. We just we don't want to sacrifice our town, for industry. So, oh, sorry, I went to the live feed over here, to answer questions, and I'm going to send you guys the emails right now.
That's
Uh,
what, that's what I was trying to get to, but you'll probably be faster at it than I am. So,
okay.
yeah.
So, uh, anywho, I think that we're destined to become a sacrifice zone, a sacrifice city for industry, and then now's when we stop them.
Yeah, we definitely, and this is what y'all got to listen up to, guys. This is, like Rachel said, she's been in it for a while. I've been in it for a while, but you can't just have a few guys in it for a while hoping to make change. We all have to speak up and stand up for what's going on and speak against it, or it's not. I mean, we just don't have the numbers by ourselves. We need everybody to be proactive in this, sending their emails, signing up for the public comment. And again, even if you can't speak, like you're at work like I am, and you just can't
Mhm.
speak, sign up for it, because I know when I get a chance to speak, I'll let them know, hey, we have passed the word. And all these people that have signed up for public comment are
Mhm.
letting y'all know they don't want this.
Right.
Even if you can't speak, at least we can kind of speak on your behalf and let them know that we are looking out, we are paying attention, and it is, these are all registered voters and
Mhm.
or customers that come through, their taxpayer money comes through. This is something that everybody's paying attention to, and you can still voice yourselves. But even in that public comment deal, you can put in there exactly what you would say, and that would help out as well too. So, um, what was the item for today for the desal plant?
That item number is 251175. And so my intention is on the survey or the petition that I just put into the link right there. My intention is to is to say that out loud, because right now, as the numbers, I'm gonna have to jump away from screen.
Mhm. Give it a second, guys. I know we're jumping back and forth between a bunch of screens trying to get all the information and everything out there, but
Okay,
I don't.
so the
Go ahead.
one that's for is 138 people. Those are people in favor of the desal plant, 138. Those that are against, there's one that's 400, and then the other one is 372. So it's a solid uh majority against the inner harbor. And I'm going to be honest with you, I just remembered and was doing a little bit of research that the city did a survey in 2024 last summer,
Yeah.
asking what's your position on the inner harbor, how do you feel about it, blah blah blah. And so I think the result of that survey is why they have not let us vote on this, because they already know what the answer is going to be.
Yep.
Now, they're telling people, they're giving a lot of people scare tactics, saying we're running out of water. The community cannot run out of water. We are not running out of water. They're saying that this water is for the community. It is not. Their permits specifically say that this water is for industry. They've been lying to us about how they've been releasing water from the lakes. They've lied to us about the permits and having all the permitting. They didn't have the permitting until 1 month ago. Literally 1 month ago is when they had the permitting. They lied to us about the cost of this thing. It first started off at 227 million. Now we're at 1.2 billion dollars, and this is all an experiment. This is all they I've got the video that says yeah, this has never been tried in a semi-enclosed bay system ever before.
There's, so, real quick, a couple of things you hit on. In the permit, it says that it's stated for industry, right?
Right. Yes.
Can you send me that paperwork right there? So that way, I mean, if you have time, but the
Yeah.
reason being because I keep telling everybody, and they're like, no, no, and obviously they're doing the fear mongering. They're no, it's for the
Hmm.
city when the permits are specifically asking for industry,
Yep.
even the Chronica and all of them, they keep putting it out there. Well, there's no proof. There's no proof there, and it's right
Well,
there. They're just
yeah.
refusing to do the research on it. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I'll try to get that for you. But one thing to remember, I do have to leave here in about 20 minutes to get to City Hall, because I'm gonna sit there and then get this. So they want us to pay this $1.2 billion experimental for this plant, and they're increasing all of our fees. All of our fees. So there's 36 action items, or 36 items on the agenda today, when they already knew that it was going to be packed. And look at all of the rates, the fees that they're going to be raising. Starting here, all these fees they're going to be raising. 17 of them I counted. 17 fees. So you're talking about they're raising our taxes, commercial permit fees, parking fees at the airport, fees at RV park. They're updating water rates. They're updating water laboratory charges, which I don't even know what that means. They're updating construction water service charges. They're updating water and wastewater utility tap fees. They're updating wastewater rates. They're raising everything. They're raising everything, and they did this last year.
Send me that information as well too, because like I said, I've been telling all my neighbors about it again because they finally saw that I came out on the news again when we were at the church, talking with the rest of the residents that were up there talking about it. They finally did that. I did that I think last week,
Hmm.
and now they barely showed it yesterday. So
Well, and then I think you and I came in to talk to you, and I showed you this from last year.
mm,
And it's all the same fees. So here's my question. Here, and this is what I need for the community to understand. If industry is so great for our community, why is it falling apart?
how
If
about
if the city manager is doing such a great job running our city, why does he have to increase all the rates year after year? It's because he's mismanaging the city. He's spending more than we're collecting in revenue. And he's putting the community in a very, very negative financial position. He should have never received the loan, the 221 million that they keep talking about. He should have never gotten that money because we didn't have the permits at that time. So he preemptively got the loan. And now they're like, oh, we're gonna have to pay that money. They were gonna have to do it regardless.
yeah?
So, he's borrowed under Peter Zanoni's tenure alone, it's like $160 million in certificates of obligation. That is debt that this community does not vote on. I mean, this guy is trying to bankrupt our city. He's trying to take away our assets, which is our bays, estuaries, fishery, our tourism here. And he's successfully trying to turn us into an industrial wasteland. And that's why you have those four people, Paulette Guajardo, Mark Scott, Roland Barrera, and Everett Roy, purposefully voting in favor of all these negative things because they're trying to kill this town.
And that's the biggest thing that I keep hitting on is when they do this, they are really setting us up for failure because the water, if it obviously pre-sold to industry, they don't get that water for whatever amount of days for shutdowns, natural disasters. Say a hurricane comes up and damages it, or red tide forms again in the bay, or brown tide forms again in the bay, or there's so many things that this desal plant is not able to operate in under normal conditions, if it's other than normal conditions, what's going to happen to those industries that don't get the water that is promised to them, and how much are they going to sue us?
Yep.
You saw the email where I submitted it to all of them, and uh, Drew Molly replied, "Well, no, the industry that's maintaining the desal plant, they're going to be maintaining it, the cost, this, and that." But
Mm-mm.
that still did not answer my question. When those industries do not get that water, they are going to sue the living crap out of us.
They
How
already
much are
have.
those fees going to be? That's got to be in the contract somewhere.
Yep.
When they don't get the water, how much will we be sued? They
They
refuse to answer that question.
well, and they have already sued us because they don't want to pay their property taxes. They've already
That's another
sued
one.
us because we increased their water rates for the first time in 25 years, I think. I can't remember that number definitively, but they sued us. They sued the city through the PUC. And here's the thing, guys. Like Albert, you're head of house in your home, right? You have kids, you have a family, and I'm the future wife of somebody, right? But to them, we're all collateral damage.
Yep.
They don't
Yep.
care about us. They don't care about this community. They care about money. And that's
Their
it.
wallets and their family only. Yep.
Yep. And so, I mean, even if you guys are out of towners, just email them and say, hey, I frequent the beaches, I fish, all of those things. Those are reasons that we need to protect our area. It's a lot. It's been an ongoing battle for so long, like everybody's kind of exhausted. But I hope to see some of our anglers and fishermen and captains tonight at 5:30. They've put desal down far enough on the agenda that I don't think that they will get to it before the 5:30 meeting. Um, or the 5:30 public comment. So I really hope to see some of you guys out there. We need some new faces. We need to fill the room with bodies because that's what gets their attention. Um, so, Oh, somebody was saying most industry gets deals on taxes for 10 years, which I understand, but anything more than that is not right. Well, and I have this that I'm about to release to the taxpayers, and it is an agreement, a settlement and a waiver of protest because Valero was fighting their taxes. And so they were notified of their values and then they agreed to a certain value. Just this first line item, the Valero East plant was valued at $706 million and they agreed to 48 million. So that's that's like you going and saying, "Hey, I don't think my house is worth $500,000. I think my house is worth $35,000."
Wow.
And they won. And it's a list. Like this is all the different Valero locations where they fought the taxes. So the industry has not been good community partners. We've had horrible representatives that don't hold them to task, who don't force them to be good community partners. And they just keep giving them our properties, they keep giving them our water, and we're getting nothing in return. The community is getting zilcho. We're getting screwed. And it's
We're the
starting to
ones having to
become,
pay those the extra taxes that all
yep,
that money would have helped. We're the ones having to fork it up so they can continue doing business on their level, making billions of dollars per day,
billions,
and we're
billions.
stuck over here scrambling from paycheck to paycheck. Like,
Yep.
wow.
And our streets are falling apart. We can't afford, we're about to not be able to afford our water because of them. We're not going to be able to afford electricity because of them, because they're not paying their stuff. They're not paying it. I mean, and you got these career politicians that have been in office for 40 plus years where they're like, industry is a economic driver. It is not. It hasn't been. It hasn't. They provide maybe 600 to 700 jobs per plant, and a third of those are probably going to go away with AI.
Yeah,
So,
man. Hold on, real quick. Got a moron posting some crap.
oh,
All right. Yeah, no doubt. It is. You know, companies and industry is supposed to work hand in hand with the community, not sit there and just take, and take. And
hmm
basically, that's what they are doing. And they have learned that they can keep getting away with it because they are allowed to keep getting away with it.
hmm
Uh, having strong community leaders and everything is a major deal. And right now, we don't. Our community leaders are for industry and only industry, and the rest of us are going to be sacrificed to their pockets, to their
hmm
pocketbook, and that's really that's crazy. I mean, these guys got voted into office. We need to make sure to let them know that we need to vote them out of office as well. And and I hear the deal. Well, industry keep no, it doesn't. If they're fighting this hard to pay their taxes, I mean, I can understand a little bit of a discount, but how many hundreds of millions off?
So 700, I haven't done the math yet. Let me put it in my thing real quick. So it's 706, 706, 390, 900. They ended up paying 48618 447. So the difference is this minus this. They got a $657 million discount
On just one of the areas.
on this. Is just the east one.
Jesus.
So like this
And
one, the TCQ exempt, the value was 955 and the agreed value was 955,000. But like
I
here's
wonder
the
how these people that helped make that decision, I wonder how much their bank accounts grew. That'd be a good thing to look
well,
at to see.
I mean, if you want to know, like, because I'm gonna start exposing all these different things, but like they just put something in the paper. So the county judge, Mike Pusley, all the county commissioners are asking for a raise. So now instead of making 101,000, they want to make 118,000. Mike Pusley 103,000. Jag 108,000. John Mottes, the guy who is doing two jobs, 103,000 plus his other 150 that he's doing over at South Texas Water Authority. I mean, all these people do is back each other up. You have the tax assessor, Kevin Kieschnick, who was at 97,000. Now he wants to make 114,000. All they do is scratch each other's backs. That's it. Nobody at the county is worth over six figures. No one is, not even the county judge, not even the county judge. If she can't keep control of a budget, which they already said that there was a deficit of, I think it was 7 million. Their
Mm.
accounting department just lost $2 million from a cyber attack. And let me tell you something, I do accounting for a living. You never, ever change ACH wiring instructions unless you have confirmed that with the vendor.
Wow.
Ever. So this is maniacal. It's completely crazy. But anyway, now I'm going off on a rant. And there's some raises that are good raises, like for the judges and the constables and the justice of the peace. But those people, they don't need a raise. They do not need a raise. Maybe I'll give it to the county clerk because she has to do elections and a bunch of other crap. But they don't need that kind of money. They really don't. But back to Desal. Today's going to be a huge deciding factor. We've got the fabulous five who I hope they can stay brave and courageous through this thing. They've been threatened with recalls. They've been threatened with opponents to run against them. They've been threatened with ethics. I mean, they're getting threatened by the powers that be, and we need to support them.
Yeah, that's for sure. I did see where one of them, I think Carolyn Vaughn is was the one, where she was saying that if they were to find a way to reduce the amount of the cost, that she would be all for desal.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, it still boils back down to them releasing the brine
Discharge.
into
Yep.
that same batch of water and then
Yep.
making us pay for it when they are not. This again is not for the city to help us in our drought conditions. This
Nope.
is for industry.
And just so you
We are
know, Albert, they have already sold some of this water.
that's
And I asked at city council a couple of weeks ago to put a moratorium on selling our water until the community can come out of restrictions. Like,
yeah.
why are we still being restricted when they're already selling water we don't even have in our possession yet? Like,
Hmm.
this is craziness. This is craziness.
So that's exactly my point. If they're selling this water to the industry, and this plant is for industry, how much? What's that number going to be when it doesn't run? They need to come up if they're going to scare us into. Oh, we got to have it. Well, they also need to have all the information for us to know how much we're going to get sued when it's not up and running.
Mhm.
That's the number per day, per hour, per whatever it is. They need to have those numbers for us to see as well, so we can also make those judgment calls to
Mhm.
know. Because the one question that I'm still battling myself, because now they're saying that the permit to release the brine is not, or not the brine, but the sludge is not going to go into the bay, but they're going to truck it out. How much are those fees going to be? Because if you actually think about it, how much does a gallon of water weigh? It's like eight something pounds, right? Well, when you have heavy metals and all of that, it's going to make it weigh more. So even if we do 8 pounds per gallon, that's 24 million gallons or million pounds of weight that has to be removed out of there daily. How many trucks is that going to take, plus
Mhm.
drivers, plus permits? Because also too, they cannot be allowed to go over certain bridges, areas, safe
Mhm.
zones, this and that, dump sites. Like they have to go through like, what is all the due diligence on that, so we know what we are also facing? It's not just the plant; it's everything else that's entitled or entailed with it. They keep scaring us over here, but they're not showing you the real numbers that would really frighten you in the direction we keep telling y'all. So,
And the crazy part of it too is like You know, how long have they been telling everybody? They've been since September of 2020. Well, maybe it wasn't 21, but right around 23, they started escalating the we're going to run out of water. We're running out of water. We're going to run out of water. And it's just not true. Industry absolutely could run out of water. They could, but the
Mhm.
community is not. We're not running out of water. We're the minority user, 15%. The rest of it goes to commercial and industry. And the commercial portion, I think, is very little. I think it's like 7% or something like that. Like commercial, like your business, like the small locally owned businesses. But
Mhm.
industry takes about 80. They take about 80%.
Jeez,
So
that's well. Again, guys, can you post the link of where they can go sign up um, for
uh,
public comment as well?
yeah, do that real quick while we're on.
Yeah, no,
Right. And I feel
we
bad for the community because they're like, oh, we're just tired of hearing this crap, which I get. Um, I totally get that. But man, I'm telling you, we've got to say something now because if we don't, then we're donezo. And I hate to
well here,
be.
okay. For those of y'all that are tired of hearing us talk about this, I want y'all to take deep thought into this statement right here. You don't want to hear us complaining about it. Well, I don't want to hear about you complaining about it when your light bill, your property tax, your electricity bill or water
Water.
bill, all these other fees and everything else goes through the roof to where you no longer can maintain your household. How are you going to feel then? Do you really want to hit that bridge and be stuck there on one side of the bank, knowing that once you cross that bridge to the other, everything that you have worked your whole life for, your parents have worked, your grandparents, you're going to lose it all because they have destroyed it, overcharged you to where you have to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
How much is that worth to you? So stay in the fight, make your voices heard, show up if you can, send the emails, make the phone calls, guys, because that right now
Mm-hmm.
is the only way to protect everything you currently have.
Yep. And Albert, we did this last time. Remember where we said, hey, sign up, but don't go. Sign up so that way we can say like all these people that aren't here, they signed up but they couldn't be here, but they're against the most of them are
Exactly.
against Inner Harbor Desal. So you guys do that too, and we'll be
Yes.
there. We'll be there to clarify the numbers. I got to get going because I have about 15 minutes to leave here, but thanks again,
Roger.
Albert, for all your advocacy too with this and involving your anglers and your fire your all your captains and stuff like that. We've needed the help, and I just we're praying that that the Fab Five stay courageous today and they vote in favor of the community. So thank you,
Roger.
Albert. Thanks, guys. Thanks, fishing community.
Yes. All right, Rachel, you have a good
Okay,
one.
we'll
Be
see you
safe out
later.
there.
Okay,
Yep.
bye
Yep.
bye.
Bye. All right, guys. So again, she's heading over there to the public or to the city council meeting, and you got to realize, guys, when she is over there, she's not able to keep conducting her own business and or operations and stuff like that. Um, so for me, I was going to go up there and I was going to take all my leader building stuff and sit there and make do what I have to do to keep working. But again, guys, I can only do so much. We need y'all's support. We need y'all's help. We need everything you can give us to help fight this, guys. Because at the end of the day, we are helping you protect everything I just told you in that last statement, guys. So again, I'm going to get back to doing this. I've got some emails. I got some other things I got to run and turn and burn. But please, please, she posted up the email link there, the or the emails for that. She also posted up the where you can sign up. What I'll do is here on the backside, I'll put that all that information in the description, so that way you have an easier access to it. All right, guys, y'all have a blessed day. I will be live later this afternoon for our fire drawing. Yes, remember, we're going to San Saba this weekend, so any donations as well to help us make a better showing, please let us know, guys. Let us know. We have to go and get this done, guys. So Saturday, we're looking at that. And yes, keep signing up, guys. We need to let them know. And let them know, too, in the comments, hey, we're paying attention through Team Hard Life YouTube, so they know when I talk up there, that it's not just me saying whatever I want to say. That gives us more grounds for them to understand that we mean business, guys. Y'all have a good one. Rachel, get after them. Let them know that we are in support. If you find out the agenda item and stuff like that, let us know. I want to be there in person, but I cannot give up all day to be over there. But I will show up if you let me know what's going on. Call me though if you can. All right, later.